Imagine a place that tells a story spanning centuries, where culture and nature intertwine to create something truly extraordinary. That's the beauty of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I'm Abigail, and this is Global Treasures, the podcast that covers the history, travel tips, and legends surrounding one of the 1,248 World Heritage Sites each episode. These places have been identified as having universal cultural or natural significance that is so exceptional that it transcends national boundaries and is of importance to present and future generations. Welcome to Season 3, where we'll explore the 27 sites that UNESCO added in 1980 together. Thank you for listening to the Global Treasures podcast. I appreciate all of your support, and you can continue to support us by subscribing at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite platform. You can also follow us on TikTok and Facebook. Please also subscribe to globaltreasurestravel.com so you can get notifications when I post a new blog outlining my latest adventures. Okay, now let's get into it. Imagine it's the year 1902 in the town of Paola, Malta. You're a construction worker just trying to get through another humdrum day on the job. You're building a new housing development when, suddenly, the ground gives way. You realize that you haven't just hit a hole. You've broken through the roof of a secret that has been hidden for thousands of years. The World Heritage Site we're diving into today is the Ħal Saflieni Hypogeum, a Neolithic underground structure dating back to around 3000 BC. Located just a 15-minute drive from the capital, Valletta, this site is unparalleled when it comes to ancient engineering. The name itself tells a story. Hypogeum is Greek for underground, and Saflieni means low, which is an odd misnomer given the site was found at the top of a hill. This hypogeum was named after a village that no longer exists, but it's arguably the best preserved example of Maltese temple building culture, the same that created the megalithic temples, which is yet another UNESCO World Heritage Site. When those workers broke through the roof in 1902, they actually didn't share their initial finding. They tried to hide the temple. See, they didn't want to stop construction for architects and archaeologists to come in and investigate. Thankfully, they weren't successful. It was clear this wasn't just a building, it was a sanctuary and a massive cemetery, if you will, containing the remains of more than 7,000 people. Sadly, during the first round of excavations, many skulls and burial items were discarded without being cataloged, a tragic loss for history. Once a more professional team took over, the findings were moved to the National Museum of Archaeology in Valletta so they could be preserved. And you may wonder, why did it stay untouched for so long? Well, there was once a shrine on the surface marking the entrance, but it was destroyed, effectively concealing the hypogeum from the world. It's amazing to think that this entire labyrinth, this 3-story underground maze, was carved using only flint and stone tools, no metal, no modern machinery. The upper and lower levels were mostly functional, and they didn't contain many notable artifacts. However, the middle level is where the important findings were. Inside the circular main chamber, archaeologists found the famous Sleeping Lady of Ħal Saflieni, a small clay figure that represents a woman sleeping. This is now on display in Valletta. Nearby is the oracle room, which is rectangular and has an incredibly elaborate ceiling. What it's best known for is its unique acoustics. See, the way it was built allows for vibrations that would have amplified chanting or drumming during religious ceremonies. Then there's the decorated room, covered in an intricate spiral pattern and carvings of human or animal body parts, which were used for symbolic rituals. Finally, you reach the holiest of holies. This central chamber was designed so that light from the winter solstice would illuminate the interior. Now that you have some of the context and history behind the site, let's pivot from the Stone Age to your travel bucket list. I'll be sure to post some links to help make planning your flights, hotel stay, and more a bit easier. Let's start with a bit of pre-planning. Malta is a member of the European Union, and they do use the euro as currency. So you may want to go to your bank in advance and order some so you have cash in hand while you travel. While you can use your debit card at bank ATMs for often good exchange rates once you arrive, I find it convenient to bring at least some currency with me. In terms of the best time of year to go and what clothing to pack accordingly, I always point to the weather. Malta's is dry and hot in the summer. Think around 90 degrees Fahrenheit, dropping to a range of 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter. If you're flying in from another country, you'll want to land at Malta International Airport, which is only 5 miles from Valletta. Pro tip here, don't expect many direct flights. Only a few European cities fly directly to Valletta, so prepare for at least one layover. Most travelers who are visiting the Hypogeum stay in Valletta and take a bus or another form of transportation to the site. In terms of getting tickets, because it's climate controlled to prevent decay, a project that cost over €1 million, I should add, Heritage Malta only allows 80 people to visit per day. As a result, I recommend the following. Obviously, book months in advance. They almost always book all 80 slots each day. Once you get to the site, there are some rules you'll have to follow. You'll be wearing plastic covers over your feet, and you'll have to use lockers for your bags, as you're not allowed to bring any personal items with you. There is an audio guide offered in multiple languages, and this tour will take about an hour. In terms of safety, there are many stairs and slippery surfaces, so be sure to wear closed-toed shoes. After you visit the Hypogeum, you have to explore Valletta, as the capital is yet another UNESCO World Heritage Site. If you want to learn more about all of the sites to see while visiting Valletta, go back and listen to Season 3, Episode 8 of the podcast, where I covered the city in detail. If you visit in February, you may want to check out the Maltese Carnival. It's a fun time with masquerade balls and parties, but it will be crowded, so book your homestays or hotel early. Now, 2 laws I feel the need to point out, as both are something I've seen tourists do or attempt to do at multiple sites. First, do not feed the pigeons. It's actually illegal in Valletta, and you can get fined for doing so. The second, do not, I repeat, do not try to remove any artifacts, rocks, or anything in general from archaeological sites. You can get fined or arrested, and this is taken quite seriously. So let's end by covering one of my favorite aspects of traveling, the food. For those who are more adventurous, try the rabbit stew. It's actually the national dish of Malta. You'll find that, generally speaking, the cuisine reflects a mix of Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, and the occasional bit of British influence from when Malta was occupied by them in the 1800s. All of this said, this site left me thinking about the fact that any place, no matter where you live on this planet, permanently or temporarily, it's shaped by the actions of humans who came long before us. As the oldest prehistoric underground temple in the world, the Ħal Saflieni Hypogeum will forever remain a fragile, breathtaking link to our past. Thank you for listening to yet another episode of the podcast. Join me next time when I'll cover yet another World Heritage Site. Until then, keep exploring, keep wondering, and keep treasuring the remarkable diversity of our world's heritage.